In the West, there are two primary options for explaining order in the world. First, a divine intelligence created the world to be ordered, creation, or nature operates only by material forces and has the power to order itself, naturalism. Two of the most fundamental questions we can ask are these: why is the world ordered, and where did the order come from? The media often portrays a self-ordered world as scientific and a divinely ordered world as religious. But actually, both ways of seeing the world are religious. Naturalism, believing nature is all there is as much a religious commitment as theism, believing God is the primary reality. The United States Supreme Court agrees, having ruled that a belief system is religious if it is a sincere and meaningful belief which occupies in the life of its possessor a place parallel to that filled by tradition belief in God. The justices were right. Religion is not necessarily a set of beliefs about God. Some traditional religions, such as Buddhism, don't believe in God. Secular humanists, who also don't believe in God, often organize themselves in a church-like and parachurch-like groups. Julian Huxley, the first director of UNESCO, even wanted to start a religion of evolution in the 1950s. The High Court referred to the work of theologian Paul Tillich, who held that all people, whether theists, atheists, or otherwise, have an ultimate commitment of one sort or another. This ultimate commitment acts as a unifying principle in their lives, even if they don't realize it. It is this ultimate commitment that is religious. The order we find in the world may come from a creator God, or may come from the self-ordered powers of nature. Both views are religious commitments in the Supreme Court's sense. The key question, therefore, is this: which religious commitment best describes the world we find ourselves in? Modern science confronts us with new information, but the question itself is not a new one. The Apostle Paul distinguishes between people who recognize God's creative action in the world and those who are blind to it. He says the first type of person is spiritual and the other type is natural in 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verses 14 and 15. The natural person does not accept the things of the Spirit of God, for they are folly to him. He is not able to understand them because they are spiritually discerned. The spiritual person judges all things, but is himself to be judged by no one. A Christian worldview encourages us to recognize God's action in the world. A naturalistic worldview, by contrast, encourages us to see the world merely as a self-contained system. But naturalism is a depressing perspective. It offers no hope beyond the immediate future. After you die, you have worm food. We would also argue that it is demonstrably untrue. When we split the world from God, we prevent people from personally knowing Him. We prevent them from realizing that the unhappiness they experience comes not from the blind, purposeless nature, but from the consequences of human sin, which is a choice. Neither nature nor nurture ultimately determines us. We can be different, but we must first want to be different, and we need God's help for that.